स्लो आ रहा था, कीजिए स्टार्ट।
जैसा कि जानते हो कि वी हैव डिस्कस ऑन डिफरेंट वैरायटी ऑफ चीज. वी हैव डिस्कस सो फार cheddar cheese, Gouda cheese, which are comes under the category of ripened cheese variety. One has ripening time more than 6 months, whereas in case of Gouda cheese, we are getting the characteristic Gouda cheese flavor when we keep the Gouda cheese up to 3 months. So there are other variety of cheese which is not required any ripening. That is why Gouda cheese is one of the cheese which is prepared from skim milk, and it has characteristics mild acidic flavor, and it is originated in USA. First of all, it was prepared at farm level. Later on, the demand of such type of cheese is increasing. Due to that, USA has first able to manufacture cottage cheese at commercial scale. As far as composition are concerned, the cream, there are two type of cottage cheese. One is low fat cottage cheese, another one is cream cottage cheese. The cream cottage cheese contains at least 4% of fat and not more than 82.5% of moisture. Whereas in case of low fat cottage cheese, in which we need not any dressing of cream, it must contain fat 0.5 to 2% and moisture not more than 82.5%. So we here feel that the cottage cheese is exclusively made from skim milk, and it is also known as slim cheese, and this is very much suitable the person who are actually very much conscious about health. And this type of cheese not only consumed as a fresh cheese, but also it can be consumed by addition of various type of spices, various types of fruit juices like pineapple. So it can be also available in different forms. But the major drawback of this cheese is that the keeping quality, that is shelf life. The shelf life of cottage cheese is less than 3 days, and at hardly one week when we keep it under polystyrene cups. So the keeping quality is the major hazard of this type of cheese. That is why there are so many methods and there are so many innovative packaging materials are available by which we can actually able to extend the shelf life of the cottage cheese also. Now comes into the different process of manufacture which is involved in the manufacture of cottage cheese. First of all, we are taking skim milk, and the criteria whatever taken for selection of milk in earlier cheeses, the same criteria is also applied on the selection of skim milk. So after meeting the criteria what is required for the cheese making, the same quality of milk is actually selected, but they are actually skimmed. And after that we are go for clarification and filtration. Filtration and clarification, that is the main purpose of this one, is only to remove the extraneous material from the skim milk, and at the same time we are also removing or excluding the particles which are actually adhere with the fat. And after giving the temperature 35 to 42 degrees centigrade, the particles which are actually adhere to the surface of milk fat, they are actually liberate or released from the fat, and that are actually finally filtered through clarification or filtration. So that is why we are actually advocating. Here we can also use bacterifugation if you are interested to maintain the aseptically high quality of milk. Then you can also go for bacterifugation also. So the purpose of bacterifugation I have already teach you, and you better understand in this cheese also. So after filtration or clarification, the milk is pasteurized. Whatever facility is available in the cheese plant, if you are prepared and a small scale, so you can opt for LT pasteurization, low temperature, high time, and in this we are actually keeping the temperature of skim milk is 63 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. If we have pasteurized the milk by STST, then we can imply the temperature whatever laid down in the case of milk, that is 72 degrees centigrade, 15 seconds or 16 seconds. That will be enough. But here when we pasteurize the milk, what are the drawback of the pasteurized milk in terms of with respect to cheese making? The number one is that we are losing the valuable flavoring compound which may appear after preparation of cheese. Another one is that the pasteurization also increase the renating time of the curd. It also increase the renating time of the curd. But for safety point of view, this is actually recommended, and almost all the country have imposed that pasteurization must be followed also in case of cottage cheese. So our country also through the FSSI, the temperature pasteurization is must in case of cottage cheese also. If we prepare the cheese from cow milk, then the same things here comes into the picture. What is this? So here we are also adding calcium chloride. What is this? Calcium chloride is added to the skim milk if we prepare from cow milk. Because I have already stated tell you that when we prepare the cheese from the cow milk, and after pasteurization, some of calcium present in soluble form in cow milk is converted into insoluble form, and the calcium concentration which is required for cheese curd is not sufficient. That is why it is recommended to add calcium chloride to the skim milk at the rate of 1 ml saturated solution of calcium chloride per 100 liter of milk. That is per 100 liter of milk. Whereas in case of buffalo milk, as I already tell you that there is no need of addition of calcium chloride if we prepared it from buffalo milk, because calcium content in buffalo milk is high and most are present in colloidal form or insoluble form, and after heating, after pasteurization, thus some insoluble may be converted into soluble and colloidal into soluble, and the concentration of calcium level is so high, so some precipitation of calcium will not actually hamper the desired quality of cheese curd that is required for even in cottage cheese. So we are not advocating any addition of calcium chloride in case of buffalo milk. And after addition of calcium chloride, that is the concentration is 1 ml saturated solution of CaCH2 per 100 liter of milk. Now after that we can go for addition of starter culture. I have already told you that two types of starter culture, either you can use bulk culture और another one is DVI. DVI मतलब direct white culture जो होता है, direct white culture, है ना? तो दो तरह का मार्केट में अवेलेबल है. In case of a starter culture, है ना, we are advocating 4 to 5% of the total milk, है ना, 4 to 5% of total milk. We can add a starter culture when we reach the temperature of 32 degrees centigrade, 34 degrees centigrade, then you can add the starter culture. Starter culture, what we prepared for bulk, what are the methods which are actually followed for bulk starter culture preparation. So you can follow the strict procedure for the starter culture. I have already tell you what are the role of a starter culture in cheese making. So same role is also in the case of cottage cheese also. So the function of a starter culture, that is flavor development, texture development, and also contributing in ripening changes to get the desirable flavor in the cheese to some extent. That is role of starter culture to prepare at the rate of acid development is consistent slow. That's the culture should be not be free from any type of contaminants, any type of bacteriophages attack. The culture should be able to withstand the any SD condition or alkaline condition or heat temperature जो भी है थोड़ा बहुत resist करे जो whatever I have told you on the function of starter culture or role of starter culture, that should be keep in mind even in case of cottage cheese. So starter culture we are adding. After that, very few amount of rennet is rennet. Here also rennet we can use in USA. Calf rennet is maybe used, but here our country totally banned. That is why we are using here microbial rennet. And microbial rennet is meto rennet. Meto rennet is what are the fungus which is available in meto rennet. That is the trade name of culture. That is M. pusillus, मतलब mucor, Rhizomucor pusillus variety Lindit. That is the name of the fungi which are actually present in the culture, in the rennet enzyme, bacterial rennet enzymes. So what is the level of that one? If we are using liquid rennet, then we can add 2 to 2.5 ml per 1000 liter of milk. But in our country, there is a ban of use of liquid rennet or calf rennet, है ना? So we are using meto rennet or another different type of bacterial rennet is also available in the market. Another one is Rhizomucor pusillus mehi is also available. So here we are adding rennet at the rate of 1.25 gram per 100 liter of milk. Generally, in case of cow milk, we are advocating 1 gram per 100 liter of milk. Whereas in case of buffalo milk, we are advocating 1.5 gram per 100 liter of milk. So we are adding this one, है ना? तो इस तरह से हम लोग ऐसा करते हैं. And then after that, after addition of starter culture, है ना, क्या होता है? We are getting acidity level to such a level that the rennet can become active. And what will the optimum temperature for addition of a starter culture rennet? That is 31. So we are keeping in all the minds. So preparation of the curd. उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करते हैं? दो तरह से हम लोग इसको सेटिंग करते हैं. या तो हम शॉर्ट सेटिंग करेंगे या लॉन्ग सेटिंग करेंगे. अगर लॉन्ग शॉर्ट सेटिंग करना है तो we must keep the temperature of the curd cheese milk is 29 to 32 degrees centigrade, whereas in long setting we are keeping the temperature 22 degrees centigrade, है ना? और how much the setting time? The setting time will be 4 to 6 hours. But in case of मैंने जो हम लो सेटिंग करेंगे, फास्ट सेटिंग जो करेंगे, शॉर्ट सेटिंग करेंगे, उसमें 6 घंटा सेटिंग टाइम विल बी इनफ. वेयर इन केस ऑफ बफेलो मिल्क वी आर गिविंग 15 to 16 आवर्स. इतना 15 से 16 घंटा हम देंगे अगर हमारे पास बफेलो मिल्क से चीज बनाने का है ना? आफ्टर दैट, है ना, विदाउट डिस्टर्बिंग द कर्ड फॉर almost 15 minutes, then the curd is ready for cutting. How we can understand that curd is ready for cutting? So we are actually checking the tratable acidity, है ना, of the cheese milk. when the acidity is reached 0.72% in terms of lactic acid, or cheese curd having pH 4.75 to 4.8, then we understand that the curd is ready for cutting. After that, we are actually cooking the curd. After cutting the curd and maintaining the pH, then we are actually cooking the curd. What should be the temperature? In case of cow milk, we are keeping the temperature 60 degrees centigrade for 20 to 30 minutes. कितना 60 डिग्री पे 20 से 30 मिनट in case of in case of cow milk, whereas in case of buffalo milk we are keeping the temperatures 60 degrees centigrade for 75 minutes. 75 minutes. And what are the reason behind all the changes in parameter of manufacture of buffalo milk? That buffalo milk curd are getting lesser moisture content in the curd. That is why the concentration of rennet is higher, the time temperature combination of pasteurization is higher, and setting time will be relatively higher, and the addition of starter culture is also higher concentration, and even setting time, cooking time is also higher to maintain the higher concentration of moisture in the curd, so that the buffalo milk cheese curd also behave like a cow milk cheese curd. After that, after cooking, we can then our curd will be ready for drainage. So उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे, कर्ड का ड्रेन कर देंगे, जो भी है वे will be drained from the cheese fat, और उसके बाद हम लोग क्या करेंगे, then we can washing the curd. Washing the curd का पर्पस वही है जो दूसरी चीजों में था, कि to remove the excess acid content in the cheese curd, or we can also here we can advocating three type of washing. थ्री टाइप ऑफ वॉशिंग कितना टेम्परेचर पे, 27 डिग्री पे पहला वॉशिंग करेंगे, दूसरा 16 डिग्री पे, एंड तीसरा 13 डिग्री पे कर सकते हैं, या उससे भी कम पे कर सकते हैं. तो इस तरह से हम लोग वॉश करने के बाद कर्ड को चीज फैट से फिर हटाते जाते हैं. इस तरह से हम लोग कर्ड को करते हैं. इसके बाद आपको पता है कि वी आर ऑल्सो एडिंग साल्ट in this type of cheese also. We can already understand what is the role of salt in the manufacture of cheese, and what is the function in case of Gouda cheese and cheddar cheese. The same function is also in case of cottage cheese also. Here, what will be the concentration of salt? Either we can keep 15% of milk, or 1% of the curd, और that is मतलब 1% of the curd, जितना कर्ड है उसका 1% हम ऐसे साल्ट ऐड करेंगे. इसके बाद क्या है, then हमारा cottage cheese is ready for consumption. But if we have already tell you two types of low fat cottage cheese, and another one is cream cottage cheese. Generally, some people actually feel the acceptability is cottage cheese with low fat cottage cheese. They are actually less preferred by most of the consumers. So to make it more palatable and to make more acceptability among the consumers, so cream cottage cheese is actually creamed with the or the outer surface is actually creamed with the cream, having cream fat percentage 20 to 25%, so that the final content in the cheese curd is 4% of the total cheese. So 4% curd is actually recommended by the different legislation agency of milk and milk product. So we are actually getting the 4% fat in the final cottage cheese product, which is known as cream cottage cheese. After that, we can go for packaging and storage. So we can, you are already know that this is very perishable among the cheese variety. So that is keep under less than 5 to 10 degrees centigrade, and generally polythene coated paper cups, polythene bags, polystyrene cups, acrylonitrile, betadine sterile, or polystyrene. These are actually used for the for the cheese, for the packaging of cheese. And the yield of the cheese is generally 50% in case of cow milk, 14 to 15%, and whereas in case of buffalo milk generally 60 to 70% of the we will get. And when we cream the cottage cheese, then the yield is generally 18%, and the shelf life of this cheese is under refrigeration is hardly 2 weeks, and only 2 weeks is generally useful. So to extend the shelf life of the cottage cheese, and we are generally advocating कि you can thermize the milk. Thermize the milk, that is the purpose. Already know that we can actually remove the psychotropes contained in the milk. So if we have employed the method of thermization in the earlier process of method of manufacture of cheese, then we can keep the cheese up to 15 days at 4 degrees centigrade. Some additives are actually recommended by which we can actually enhance the shelf life of the cottage cheese, like pyramycin, sorbic acid. This and another one is flushing of product with carbon dioxide and nitrogen, which are actually suppress the growth of yeast and mold and psychotropes. That is why flushing of product with carbon dioxide or nitrogen is recommended, and so that we can improve the shelf life of the cottage cheese. Another one different type of defect that has been observed, we have already discussed also, like one is acid flavor or high acid flavor, sour. These are actually kaise hoga, that when we prepare the cheese curd from the developed milk from higher developed acidity. So we can remove it by using fresh milk. Another one is rancid flavor. Rancid flavor may also appear in cottage cheese. So we can also control such type of defect in the cottage cheese. Another one is bitter defect. Bitter defect generally comes from by producing some bacteria which are actually releasing renine-like enzymes, which ultimately gives to the bitter flavor in the cottage cheese. Another defect we have already coarse defect, feedy flavor, flat flavor, foreign or chemical, medicinal flavor, and a fruity flavor, fermented flavor, garlic flavor, onion flavor, malty flavor, or metallic or oxidized. These are the actually different flavor defect. Another one is also stale flavor, musty flavor, unclean flavor, or stiff flavor. These are actually present in the cottage cheese if we are not adopting the best method of manufacture of cheese. Now another body and texture defects are too firm, elastic, rubbery, mealy, grainy, dry, gelatinous, pasty, putty, duffy, weak, soft, musty. These are the texture defects in case of cottage cheese. So these are about the cottage cheese we have to discuss, because here we are only 1 minute is actually left. That is why we are actually reduce the content. So if you have any query, you can ask. Have you any query regarding cottage cheese? Akshay? Piyush?
Yes, sir.
Piyush Kumar?